Welcome back to the Golden Call episode 46. Sorry, my phone is absolutely popping off right now. We're doing a trading account giveaway on Instagram. Free $50,000 funded trading account assessment giveaway. So my phone's literally blowing up. I was going to make sure it's on silent. But I'm here today once again, with my man, Nocky T.
What is good?
What is good?
So, Ryan, I'm going to actually take over right now. Thank you for that beautiful intro. It was a solid 6 out of 10. So,
I ain't fussy, bro.
what I want to know from you today, Ryan, in the Golden Call, is your top 5 tips for getting me and other people out of a dark mentality. Now, the reason I'm asking you of all people, and for listeners out there, if you're new to the podcast, Ryan previously in a couple of years back, few years back, was stabbed in London by a 10-inch blade. Some random crazy guy banged a knife into the side of him, and he was bleeding out on the side of the road. Just passed out because of the loss of blood. Delivery man, didn't you say? He had a blue roll, was patching you up on the side of the road before getting an ambulance to you. Severed an artery. It was proper like movie shit.
Squirting out, yeah.
You are
Let's get graphic.
Death's door, mate.
I literally
You're in the
sternotomy life-saving surgery.
That's it, mate. And you're in the hospital, right? You've had the surgery. You've kind of you've gone, holy shit, I've actually got my life. But your life was a gym instructor. You were, and not gym instructor in the sense that you had a traditional gym. Obviously, it's Ryan, so it was an online course. It was an online course, and he was making sure that he could empower people to get better fitness and better within themselves. But now you don't have that because you've just lost the use of your right pectoral muscle. So that's it. You can't do that anymore. You're in the worst place mentally that some people can go to. You've been in there. Give me your top 5 tips, mate. How did you get out?
God, thanks for the history lesson. Appreciate it.
6 out of
10. It was a solid 5.9 out of 10. Top 5 tips to get out of a dark place. So, yeah, I mean, at the moment, I imagine there's a lot of people out there that could be in a dark place for one reason or another. So, if you are, I've definitely got some good tips of how I pulled myself out of that mental headspace. Because when you're laying in that hospital bed and you can't use your right arm at the moment, your hand's numb because it severed the nerves as well as the main artery that come out of the heart. So there's a lot going on, and you can't move, you can't sit up, you can't put your own socks on. You can't do that for a few months after a sternotomy because they literally cut your chest wide open. So there's a lot that you need to be thinking about, and there's a lot going through your mind. Plus, you're on loads of morphine and shit like that, so you're not thinking how you usually would, right, if you're 100% sober. So there's a lot going through your mind. So top 5 tips, I would say, your mindset has to be stronger than your emotions, like hands down.
Right, explain it to me.
So it's very easy to react emotionally to something, but if you've got a stronger mindset, you stop yourself from reacting emotionally and you assess the situation properly. So you do like an analysis of the whole situation. Right, let's not get upset about this. You're laying here. You can't do fuck all right now. So you can lay here being upset in this hospital bed, emotional, dwell on it, think about why me, play the victim card, or you toughen up, you get that mindset strong and think, right, new journey starts now. The battle begins. How am I coming back from this?
Okay, so for people who listen to the last few podcasts, you'd know that in this moment, I jump in and I ask the dumb questions. And not the dumb questions because people are dumb, but because they need to work on their mindset. So you're in a place right now, Ryan, that's easier said than done, Ryan. That's easier said than done. I have feelings. Are you telling me not to feel? Is that what you're telling me to do right now?
You're allowed to feel, but you've got to be in control of those feelings. Don't let your feelings run you. You run your feelings. And it takes time, takes practice to be able to do this, because we can all get emotional sometimes, and it's good to have emotion, but emotion needs to interject in your life at the right time.
Yeah.
Your mindset has to be stronger than your emotions. If you're running every day of your life by how your emotions, by how you feel and how your emotions are coming to you, you're going to be very up and down. Like, you need to get control of that shit.
Yeah,
pull yourself together.
Pull yourself together, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This is the thing. One of the good techniques that I've actually found is that when you become self-aware about these emotions that are disruptive. So like the first one that I can think of that comes to mind all the time is road rage. So the moment that someone cuts you, and
I've seen you driving.
Oh, mate, I have some road rage. People drive like absolute knob. Right, I'm not going on to this because otherwise it will be a whole new podcast. Yeah. The point is, when you get that bit of road rage, be self-aware of the fact that you can feel yourself building into, say, anger as an emotion. And then you got to just take 5 seconds and realize and go, hey, look, and create that perspective and gratitude for a situation. A perspective specifically, is this going to affect me in half an hour?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to care. I'm going to be on to my next task. Yeah. So what's the point in burning energy now?
Exactly.
So once you then become self-aware, the first time you're like gritting your teeth a little bit and then you carry on driving. The 5th or 6th time, you start to actually go, do you know what? I didn't really bother. And it's called progress.
Yes.
Progress, not perfection.
Exactly that.
That's quality.
And road rage, obviously, it stems more than likely if you actually look back at the root cause. And I don't know why we're getting into road rage right now, but
no, it's an example of an emotion that everybody goes through every single day, and just lets their emotions get over them.
You may have been late for something, so you're trying to get somewhere quicker, hence the road rage. You know what I mean? So there's different elements as well. That's why it's good for your mindset to be stronger than the road rage and think, well, hang on a minute, who gives a shit? That guy's just cut in front of me. So what? I'm one car back from where I would have been. The world's going to end.
Mine's more because people like nearly cause crashes, and that's when I go mad. Anyway, look, let's go on to the next one. So that's an example. That's just an example. So the first thing is control your emotions. Don't let your emotions control you.
Yeah, definitely.
So get a hold of your emotions. What would the second thing be?
Second thing be, and I still do this today, right? Wake up every single fucking day ready for battle. Because if anyone is on a journey, but not even on a journey, just doing life, believe me, right? There's problems most days. Like things, little inconveniences. They're not big problems, little things that maybe don't go the way that you want them to. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, now I've got to do this, right? It's going to happen. Expect it. So if we expect it, why are we so hard done by when it happens? So wake up, ready for battle. Right, whatever goes wrong today, I'm ready to fucking smash that. Let's go. Bring it.
Here it comes. Here comes the voice of the people who have not listened to the podcast yet. But Ryan, what if I wake up and I'm in a bad mood because of something else and I'm not ready? Sometimes you just get a bad day and you feel bad.
Please report back to step 1.
Just so we can create like a little chart here. So,
yeah, Jono's flow charts, the yes and no ones.
The yes and no's, and every time it's a it will just go back around to step 1. All right, so okay, that's fair enough. So like an example of a bump in the road as well for traders who obviously, a lot of traders are probably listening to the podcast because of what you do.
Yes.
You lose a funded challenge. Yep. So what is the mentality? You're in a bit of a dark day. You're controlling your emotions. You're working on yourself, and then boom, a funded challenge goes down when you didn't expect it.
Yep. It's happened to me before.
Happens to everyone, mate.
Yep.
As you well know.
It's inevitable because starting a funded trading challenge does result in when you start the challenge. So the lack of timing in the markets, which you can't forecast, right? So you may start when the markets aren't giving you the best opportunities for the strategy user, or you may start when it's giving you the best opportunities ever. I've passed one in 2 days before, and I've passed one in 60. So it all depends on the market. So that's out of our control. So if you fail a funded trading account challenge, who cares? Because guess what? There's always going to be another challenge, and trading is not going anywhere. The only reason why you're pissed off is because it hasn't happened as quickly as you would like it to happen. So now we've got a timing issue, right? So because something hasn't happened in the time frame that you wanted it to happen, you're now pissed off with it.
Now emotional.
Yes, you're now emotional.
Refer back to step 1.
Okay,
so with this then,
remember, analyze the situation. Why do I actually feel pissed off about this? Yes, I'm gutted I failed, but I'm going to get one at some point, a funded trading account. So let's just get back on the horse, recollect. I'm not wasting any time and energy being annoyed. Let's get back into it.
This is it, mate. So if you use the Golden Suite funded accounts as well, you will find that you don't have a time limit. Therefore, it's less stress. So you shouldn't be pressuring yourself to try and pass it. But what I was going to say here is great tip. So first tip was obviously, control your emotions. Don't let them control you. Second tip is wake up every day ready for battle. Be mentally ready. Anything to happen.
Yeah, I don't wake up and put some wall paint on my face.
I'd love to see that. I want to see a montage. We should clip a
montage.
But
I will just say one thing. I just want to interject because I don't wake up every day with a massive spring in my step, like absolutely raring to go, right? we're only human. So sometimes I wake up, I'm fucking wild tired. I cannot be asked to get up. I can't. Like this morning was one of those days. And I got to the gym about 20 minutes later than what I usually would. I still fucking went, right? But then I put on a bit of motivational fucking speeches on Spotify, which is what I put on this morning. Chucked my headphones on, had a 10-minute run for a warm-up on the running machine before I start my workout. Got myself into the right mindset, ready for the day. So even though I woke up, weren't really feeling it, that's where discipline comes in. I dragged my ass out of bed, got myself into the right mindset, and then, mate, how much have we got done today? We've been well productive.
So much.
Smashed it, yeah.
Mate,
exactly.
well, this is it.
And I didn't even feel like it.
You actually answered my question. I was about to say, you've given me a second tip. How do I do it? That is exactly it, mate. Discipline. Discipline is the king.
And it's hard at first, but then by the time you be a disciplined person for at least like a month, like 30 odd days, it then starts becoming a habit. So if you expect everything to change after a week or two, it's not. You have to break old habits and form new habits, and that takes time.
Do you want to know the actual statistic? 64 days.
64 days. You must have read...
5am Club.
No, is it a 5am Club? No, the other one. The monk who sold his Ferrari.
5am Club. Well, it's the same guy. It's Robin Sharma.
Yeah.
So
they're both pretty much the same,
the
to be honest.
5am Club, and I hate the cheesiness about it, but it literally changed my life. Like in the sense that...
It's a good book, but the monk's better.
The mindset changed my life. It was mad.
If you haven't read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, I'd say it's definitely better than the 5am Club. Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I've actually listened to it twice. It's really nice, about two guys called John and Julian. Fantastic book. So I'm not going to get into that, but read it if you haven't already. It's great. But the 5am Club, I done second.
Right. Okay. See,
Yes.
Monk Who Sold Ferrari, I did second.
Yeah. So for me, it was like any book after The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, because I absolutely loved that book. It was going to be a tough follow.
Yeah, to be fair. And if you want to know what you should do with your tip 1 and tip 2 with regards to emotions and how to maintain discipline and maintain a battle-hardened mindset, read anything by Ryan Holiday. So The Daily Stoic, Ego is the Enemy, Stillness is Key. All of these books are phenomenal for your mindset. So I'm very aware we're hanging on to 1 and 2. That was a lot of knowledge there, Ryan. We've got 5 to go through. What's number 3, mate?
Number 3, I would say... where you are now mentally, you don't have to stay there. You have a choice.
But Ryan, I'm going to create a voice for it at some point. I don't know if that's going to be the voice.
You can do it in post-edit.
But Ryan, I can do it in post-edit with AI. If this was big enough that we could advertise it, that's where an ad, I could be like, I used this voice using AI and have like a specific one.
We should do our next podcast about artificial intelligence because I am really hot on that right now.
That is a good idea. But for the moment, okay, cool. But Ryan, what if I don't have the support around me to actually be able to do these things that you're talking about? Or what if I'm in a lower scenario and I'm playing a victim card here? I'm trying to think of things, but I can't think of them on the spot.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. And I'll tell you something right now. When you're down in a dark place and you feel like nothing's going your way, you get caught up in a spiral of negativity. So everything's bad. Yeah. Like you go and put your glass on the table and some water may come out from on the table. It's the worst thing ever. For fuck's sake, look, nothing go. I didn't want to put a glass down. Look, water went on the table. Ain't a big deal, is it? Because you're in this negative spiral now and you're in this dark hole, in this dark place, everything seems bad. So for you to be able to come out of that dark place and for your mind to see the light at the top of this dark hole where you're going to climb out from is very difficult.
So tell me how you did it, mate. You're in the hospital bed. Let's go back to that.
Accepting
Yes. What the situation you're in.
Accepted it, mate. I remember it like it was yesterday. I laid there. I was on my own. I had insomnia because just so much drugs and shit they put you on. So you have no sleeping pattern.
Yeah.
Right. And I'd had a big operation. There's all sorts of thoughts going around in my mind. And I said, Ryan, accept it now. Forget what you were. Concentrate on what you're going to become. And it's very, very hard to pull yourself out of that hole. Believe me, it is so hard. But once you pull yourself out of that hole, and it takes daily work on your mindset, and I know a lot of people are getting a lot more into mindset nowadays, especially men. A lot of men were a bit more kind of hardened towards, I don't need to talk about my feelings and stuff. But honestly, like getting control of your mind opens up avenues you could have never expected. So getting control of my mindset in that moment, and then every day just climbing a little bit higher out of that hole and back out into the light.
Climbing. That's exactly it, mate.
Yeah,
it's not going to be done in one.
You're not going to jump straight up there. And neither would you want to. Because if you jump straight from being in this really negative, dull place, instantly straight up into this healthy place, right? This healthier mindset place, then we could start getting into bipolar. So, you know,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
it's two extremes.
Yeah, two extremes. You progress, and the reason why it's good to progress into that positive, healthy place is because you're going to learn so much along the way.
And also, it's sustainable. So this is a massive thing with people. If we use like diet culture as a great example in this scenario as like a metaphor for your mind, people who go on diet culture and they use these quick, fast, fad diets, they don't last long. So you can go straight into the healthy place quite quickly because you're doing something extreme. It's not consistent and sustainable. So in the next 6 months, you're going to be back to that low place. So you've got to do that small stepping stone. Is that what you're saying? Like climb yourself
that's a strong
out,
foundation to
daily
build.
works.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and then you learn so much about yourself on that journey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think that when you're in that dark place, did you reach out to people close to you and talk to them? Do you find that helped? Like, I know like a big conversation at the moment is if you're in a dark place and you're a guy, it's really hard to talk about your feelings because you're a guy and you've got to maintain that like manliness.
Yeah. But so I didn't really talk to anyone around me. I had some serious conversations with myself. But one thing that the hospital gave me to do was a number, and you ring up someone. It's like they're actual fully qualified therapists, right? And you ring them up and you check in with them. I think it was like once a week because you've just been stabbed.
Yeah,
you know, it's like a traumatic experience.
It's brutal.
But I'd fully accepted everything. So when I left hospital, I was ready to begin my kind of rebuild journey. So there wasn't much trauma in my mind. I feel like that definitely had all gone. So like I had to ring this person out and I thought, this is stupid, but they're like, look, you got to check in as part of like your recovery process. So it was only like for about like 5 or 6 weeks. So it's only 5 or 6 calls. Yeah. But I tell you what, just chatting to someone and I thought, this is silly. And I'll ring them up and talk to them. Just a complete stranger was actually really good. I actually quite enjoyed it. We had some banging chats. Yeah. And I learned a lot about mindset through chatting to this person. So even though I kind of like, was like, this is stupid. I don't need to do this. You know, like I feel a bit silly doing it. I did it, and I actually learned a lot about myself by talking about some things out loud, rather than keeping it in my head. Because some things in my mind, which I thought were big things, when I said them out loud, I thought, that's fucking stupid. Well, I was not even worried about that.
Yeah.
So saying things out loud, even if it's just to yourself. Because we can all be a bit shy or embarrassed to say it to someone that's close to us. I think that's why I found it easy talking to like a stranger.
Right, okay.
But like saying things out loud, even if you're just on your own because you feel a bit shy or embarrassed to talk to someone about it, would definitely help. Because saying things out loud, you kind of get it out of your head into the open.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely helps.
One of the techniques that I used to do, and it made me feel really silly at the time, but it really helped, is if I didn't want to talk to anybody about it, what I'd do is I'd pull my phone out and I'd record a video and me talking to myself about it.
Ooh,
I'd sleep on it.
That's nice though.
I slept on it. Would wake up the next morning with a fresh head, so you got fresh thoughts, fresh mind. I'd watch it back and go, "Fuck, oh my!"
Watching yourself back as well,
and you're going, "Wow, wow, I was in a weird place."
Yes.
But then you haven't obviously then talked to anyone, so there's like no quote unquote like all the bad things you think about talking to someone. Like none of that happened because I could literally just swipe delete video.
Done.
But I got kind of the therapy of
and,
just
and was there a
about
sense
it.
of relief, like you're deleting that chapter away?
Yeah, 100%. Because same as what you just said, mate. You got it out on the open, get it out of your head. That's the big thing that I'd say. It's why journaling's so good.
Yeah,
getting thoughts, and some people don't like writing, which is why I say use your phone. Getting thoughts out of your head and onto the paper or onto a phone, massive, mate, because it completely changes your thought process, and you're not then like sat stewing on things and making them like you said a bigger deal than they actually are.
And that's where we kind of like wind ourselves up as humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Stewing on things. So I'd say it's definitely important to first of all realize and know this truth that where you are mentally now, you don't have to stay there. You have a choice, but it's going to take a bit of work to stay with it because you could be in the same place where you are now. If you don't like where you are mentally, you could be in the same place next year. Or you can be in a better place next year, or even next month. Depends how much you want to work on yourself. So you don't have to be there if you don't want to be. You have a choice,
mate. It's a great set 3. Give me number 4. I'm here for it. I'm loving this conversation.
Number 4, I would say number 4, and this also comes from. I wasn't really thinking about this when I was in a dark place, but looking back, I realised this now. If you're not progressing, you're dying.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Tony Robbins quote.
Possibly. I've heard it somewhere and I liked it.
But I love it.
So I took it.
Explain it to me, man.
And I'm saying it now. That is called copy and paste.
That is called every successful person ever.
Yeah, if you're not progressing, you're dying. So there's really kind of no level of maintenance where you're in life. You say, I'm just happy where I am now. I'm just going to maintain this level. There's no real kind of good endorphins that are going to be released of you just maintaining that level. And then you become in like a zombie state. I've actually spoken about this before. And you become like a zombie, right? You're just maintaining where you are. Same daily routine, mundane, gap at the same time. Routines are great, right? Yeah. But routines that help you progress are even better. So every day you need to be trying to become a little bit better. Whether it's just working on your mind, whether you're working on a side project or you've got your own business and you're working on that, you have to be making progress. And some days you're going to feel like absolutely fucking shit. I do sometimes. And I get a handle on it. And at the end of the day, I think it just wasn't a great day today. But you need those days for two reasons. One, because you learn shit about it. And I tell you something that I fully believe, and I say this all the time, everything happens for a reason. So that might be a shit day and something bad may have happened. You may realise a week later, a month later, or a year later, but you think, I know why that happened now.
Would you say going on with this, if you're not progressing, you're dying, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Getting stabbed and everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Getting stabbed was one of the best things that's ever happened to you.
100%, hands down.
See, that's a strong mindset right there.
Fully 100% know that I would not be here right now where I am today in my life if I did not get stabbed.
That's mad.
100%. I'm actually thankful. And that's a strong statement to make.
That's a big dick energy.
Because something like that huge, being stabbed and nearly dying, was enough to push me on a completely different trajectory, a completely different path that my life was going on. I was on an all right path anyway. Like where I wanted to go. I had a good vision on the go. I know what I want to do, and I had a job, but I was working towards something else as well. But this completely disaltered the path, and I went down an even better route.
Amazing. And you needed it to happen.
Yeah,
like
and it's made my mindset so much stronger.
Unreal, mate. That's unreal.
These horrible, bad things come to test us. If you come out the other side of it, you just get stronger and stronger. So imagine something happens to me now. It takes a lot for it to be a big deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm going to sort this problem out. Done.
Mate, that is a solid 10 out of 10 mindset.
Ooh, man's hitting 10s.
Yeah, he's getting 10s over here. The delivery at the beginning of this podcast was still a 6, but yeah, we're going to move on from that.
Hang on. So I said point one, and then point two is you don't appreciate the good days if you don't have the bad days.
Right.
So if you have like cut shit days in a row, then you have some really good days. You feel really good about yourself. Like, yeah, I've had a fucking good days today. You know what I mean? There is like end of the tunnel, and I changed that situation. That challenged me.
Yeah.
And what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you.
Yeah, nice. And water finds a level, mate.
Yeah. So I would definitely say if you're not progressing, you are dying.
I understand that. Do you know what? I understand that as well because people don't feel fulfilled. You look at how many people who are sat in the 9 to 5 not feeling fulfilled. Because they're not going to do something they actually love. And they get trapped in the system, mate. But
the thing is, having that daily cycle is fine. It's all good, but it is mundane. And I think, could be wrong, people look back and think, fuck me, I've been doing this for like 6-7 years now, the same thing every single day. I haven't had a promotion at work, still on the same money, still driving the same car, still living at the same house, still going to the same place we go on holiday every year. So
just get stuck.
Yeah, and it's comfortable there. That's why you haven't got to think too much. That's why it is easy to stay there.
Yeah.
But if you really want to give life a good go, you got to think fucking big. Believe me, big, like really big. Yeah, you got to think big and just got to go for it because anything can happen.
Yeah, true. Like getting stabbed in London.
Yeah,
mad, mate.
You've really just got to go for it. And what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing. You just go back to that comfortable life you had.
So we're sat on 4 solid mindset tricks to get yourself out of the dark place. Give me the last one, mate. Is this a last but not least situation?
Oh, mate, number 5. All right, this is a good one.
Lay it on me.
Stop listening to people that think they know best for you and telling you what to do, especially if they haven't achieved what you want to achieve and they're not even qualified to tell you shit.
My guy.
I've had this a lot. People telling me, "Oh, don't do that. Oh, that's. Do you think that's a good idea? Oh, don't do this. Don't do that."
Mate,
I'm like, no, I'm doing it because you're not in my head seeing my vision.
That's it, mate. And do you know what? It does my absolute head in. So I came obviously from the music industry, and I wanted to be a drummer in a band. And the amount of times that people would sit there and go, "Oh, it's not going to work," but have you thought about this? And they poke their opinion in.
Yeah,
and
I don't want a
none of
plan
them-
B. That's distracting me from plan A.
That's it. And none of them had been a fucking touring musician. So why the fuck am I listening to you, Deborah, who works in accounting? I don't give a shit about your fucking opinion.
Fucking hell, Karen.
Get out of here. What are you doing? Yeah, mate, I believe so
But because
in this.
what these people do, and it's fucking selfish of them, is they're now putting ideas in your head. Oh, what happens if I don't make it? So if you're having a down day, right, which we all do, right, and you're trying and you're getting a handle on your emotions today, like, no, fucking, I'm gonna smash through today. And then fucking Debbie from accounting walks in, says, "Oh, how's the drumming thing going, Nick?" And you're like, "Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, I thought you might have given up by now." It's really so many thousand people try and become drummers in a band, and loads of them don't make it. Did you know that, Nick?
Yeah, literally.
And you're feeling shit, and you're like, "Fuck's sake!"
Literally, mate.
Yeah.
And what I used to
People
have,
need to keep their noses out.
That's it, mate. I used to have Sally Sadness, is what I'm going to call her, as a code name for when I used to work. But literally go, "Oh, how was your holiday?" When you'd been on a tour, and touring is not a holiday. Fucking trust me. You're sleeping 3 hours a night with 9 other dudes in a van, and you're literally in a van 18 hours a day, mate. It's disgusting, and you don't shower for like 4 days at a time.
Oh,
it's
mate.
fucking gross.
You boys were slumming it.
Yeah, it makes proper like it. It was fucking great though. But yeah, either way, they go, "Oh, how was your holiday?" And you look at them like, are you absolutely kidding me?" And then that's it. They're just trying to pick away at your brain, mate. And do you know what it is? And do you know why people do this? It's a self-reflection of how they feel and their insecurities. So if you're ever trying to do something, just do not listen to these people. You got to block them out unless they're going where you want to go to, mate. And that's it. You got to put the blinkers on. You got to put the blinkers on, and you got to be aggressive with your mindset.
100%. This is what they say. You got to surround yourself with like-minded people because they're going to lift you up. And also, reflecting back on what you just said then, no one that's above me, that's smashing it, they're successful, killing life at a level that I'd love to get to, right, has ever come up and said not said one negative thing to me.
That's it.
Ever. No one above me has ever said anything negative or anything against me. They've always come up to me and gone, "Oh, how's the Golden Street going, by the way?" "Yeah, it's not going too bad, mate. I see your stuff on social media. It looks fantastic. I really hope you're doing well, mate. If you ever need any help with anything, just give me a bell."
Yeah, that's it.
That's a conversation I'm having with people that are above me. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole perspective is different. And again, self-reflection.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's because people aren't feeling attacked. So when you come forward and you've done something cool, they're not looking at self-reflection on themselves and then pushing their insecurities forward and projecting onto you. What they're going is if you've got somebody who's like in a bigger level that you look up to where you want to go, they're the people who are going and they're looking down, but not looking down in a nasty way. They're going, hey, they see you as an equal. They see you as somebody who's trying, someone who's actually trying to be fulfilled in life.
Yeah.
This is it.
I've got a quote.
Lay it on me.
That I heard one time.
Let's go.
And it's good.
Quote of the day.
I want to get this exactly right.
I'm ready for it.
Of how I heard it. And it hit me. I thought, oh, that was good. Let's think how this goes. It went something like this.
Oh, here we go, people.
Ready? I want to build some suspense.
Bit of drum roll, please.
So it said, the only reason why the people closest to you and know you don't support you is because they're still at the same place where you came from, but you're no longer there.
God damn.
Do you feel me?
I feel you.
So you've left that place now. You've gone higher, but they're still where you came from.
And do you know what? They'll try tearing you down.
It's a good quote.
That's a really good quote. That is in conjunction with something called tall poppy syndrome.
Talk to me.
Look it up. That's exactly what it is. So basically, people, whilst you're growing, you're getting better, you're casting now a shadow on the people around you who you were in a field with.
Tall poppy syndrome, yeah?
Yep, you were on the same level, and now you're starting to cast a shadow on them. So then what they want to do is they want to start dragging you down. They want to bring you back down to that level because they don't like it.
I'm going to put this in Chat GPT.
Chat GPT. This is going to be good, mate, for the next podcast.
I've written, what is... Oh, no.
Oh, look at this.
Chat GPT is packed rammed right now, so it can't produce...
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, AI is the best thing. It's going to overtake everything. It's not working now, is it?
AI is phenomenal. You would not believe the stuff you can do now. Next podcast is going to be...
How can I assist you?
Oh,
here we
back
go.
online, are we? All right, ready? What is tall poppy syndrome? Let's see if it works now. Because the problem with AI now, ChatGPT has accumulated the most followers in the short space of time ever. So it gets absolutely rammed.
I'm guessing they don't have servers to cover it.
Poppy syndrome is a term used to describe a social phenomenon in which people of genuine merit are resented, attacked, cut down or criticized because their talents or achievements elevate them above others. It is thought to be less common in countries where people are welcomed and rewarded for their accomplishments, compared to those with a more competitive, individualistic atmosphere.
Awesome. How good was that?
Unreal, mate.
What a breakdown. Chat GPT. I love it.
There
honestly.
you go.
I
There it
absolutely
is.
love it.
Right there.
Well, that's my top 5 tips. Would you like me to
Round them off? Yeah.
Recap.
Give me a recap.
Okay. So first one, your mindset has to be stronger than your emotions. Number 2, wake up every day ready for battle. Number 3, where you are now mentally, you don't have to stay there. You have a choice. 4, if you're not progressing, you're dying. And 5, stop listening to other people commenting and trying to tell you what to do with your life. They're not in your head. They cannot see your vision.
Amazing, mate. Loved it.
If I had a mic, I felt like I would have dropped it.
You have a mic in front of you, but please don't drop it.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.